NFL announced Friday that they will not suspend Tyrrek Hill after their investigation into child abuse. The league said they could not determine whether Hill violated the personal conduct policy, so he will now be able to attend Chiefs training camp, but he still must go through a clinical evaluation and a therapeutic intervention. Shannon, are you surprised by the decision?
I was, considering the recording, Skip, is that when the mom asked the child, told him that the child said he's afraid of you, and his response to her was not what I think a response should have been. Says, well, you should be afraid of me also.
Terrified.
Yeah. I thought that in and of itself, but I could get it, Skip. And plus, the fact of the matter is, a 3-year-old ended up with a broken arm. That's what we know. And it didn't sound like it happened at the playground. That's and then you listen to what he said to her. I guess the NFL could have viewed that as a threat. But this is also why I believe the NFL needs to get out of this business. Not the NFL, but Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
In the next CBA that's up in 2020, Skip, they need to come to an agreement that we're going to have an independent arbitrator that's going to dole out this kind of punishment. If it's not have to do with on the field, gambling-related issues, which is an integrity issue, Commissioner Goodell, you're going to take that. But all other issues, he needs to be out of it, Skip, because he can't win. There is no way commissioners can win, because they said, well, hold on, you saw that threat. He threatened this lady. He couldn't get a game with that. Well, then his rebut would be, okay, what did Zeke do in Vegas? Did he not threaten that guy? Did he not walk up in a threatening manner? Did he not push that guy down?
He did.
See, Skip, this is what, and now she wouldn't come forward. Now, this is not new to the NFL. This happens in a lot of domestic violence cases, Skip. The female is unwilling to cooperate up until a certain point.
Yep.
When it comes to the realization that the other person could possibly face jail time or could possibly lose compensation, she's like, well, I want no parts of that. And see, what happens with me is that Tyrrek Hill lose all benefit of the doubt because he has a history with this woman. He got kicked out of Oklahoma State.
He did.
For doing something bad to this young lady.
He pled guilty.
He pled guilty, and he had to go. So he lost all benefit, even if I was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
Well, that might not have happened. It could have happened. He lost that with me because of his history, and that goes into it. But Skip, he suspended him for 2 games. That's not enough. He suspended him for a season. That's too much. That's why the NFL is an entertainment business. In entertainment, you entertain. He's ill-equipped. Commissioner is ill-equipped to handle a matter of this magnitude. Get out of it. Therefore, an arbitrator can say, you know what? He deserves 5, he deserves 10, or he deserves the whole season. And the commissioner says, hey, we collective bargaining this. This is what both sides agreed to. I don't really know what else you want me to tell me. But I am surprised, Skip, that he did not get at least a game.
I am stunned. And I'm to the point I cannot predict what our commissioner of the National Football League is going to do next.
Right.
Because the pendulum has swung from judge, jury, and executioner to see no evil, Roger Goodell, because with the Zeke incident in Las Vegas, I think we both agreed, well, that's at least 1 game, if not 2.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Given the fact that Zeke was gone for 6 games in 2017. And again, I'm going to dig in and hold on to my takeaway from 2017 was that Kia Roberts, the director of investigations for the league, was the only person in the league office to interview Zeke's accuser multiple times and willingly pushed to testify at Zeke's hearing.
They wouldn't let her.
Well, I think she just did on her own against the wishes of her
Lisa Freeland boss.
Yes, correct. And she testified, Kia Roberts, that I did not find the accuser credible. Aha. Well, is that not enough to say no punishment?
Right.
She recommended 0 punishment.
Correct.
Okay, he got 6 games. So I don't know what to think. So now I heard the audio tape and I thought, well, that alone, if we're just doing conduct unbecoming,
right,
let alone given the history that you talked about, and it's the same woman, you would think I don't know. I'm losing touch with the reality here.
Right.
What, shouldn't it be a couple of games at the minimum?
You would think.
Didn't most Kansas City fans think that he was gone? Didn't Andy Reid and company think that's it? Because they spent a second-round draft choice on Mecole Hardman, that speedster out of Georgia, who ran 4.3.
Right.
Because it looked like they needed a new
speed guy.
A new Tyrrek.
And especially, Skip, given what they did with Kareem Hunt.
Yep. They just said...
The video surface of him pushing a lady and kicking her.
Gone.
He was gone.
Because they took such heat for taking a shot on Tyrrek. Remember, in the 5th round, why did he last the 5th round?
Right.
You want to talk about speedster? You want to talk about game changer, game breaker? Because I watched him a lot at Oklahoma State, and he killed my Oklahoma Sooners that year with punt returns. Whew. Well, he went in the 5th round only because of this.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So they benefited from that, you know, where they took a shot, and many in their fandom did not love the shot that they took. Right?
But, Skip, look, domestic violence is just not an issue that plagues the NFL. It goes on long in normal society. And the problem that investigators have, think about what I said, investigators, not people that's in charge of entertainment, which the NFL is that you get something, you go and you see this and you see scrapes or bruises on the young lady and she tells you her side of the story. But when it comes time to testify, you're like, oh, no, I ain't got nothing.
See it often. Yeah.
So now, so the commissioner's like, okay, I would like to talk to the young lady. She won't show up. Lisa Freer, I would like to talk to you. She won't show up. But I think the problem that people are having with the Commissioner Goodell is that with Zeke's situation, you kept calling him to New York. Hell, you just called him to New York about this situation. Tyrrek Hill never left Kansas City.
Okay.
So you mean to tell me you can call Zeke to New York, but you can't call Tyrrek Hill to New York? So that's the problem with it. But he's commissioner in this situation. And I've told him this. This is not just something I said, Commish, you need to get out of the business of discipline that's off-field related. If it does not have to do with gambling or integrity of the league issue, you need to leave that because you're never going to be right. Never. They're going to say it's too soft, it's too hard. And then they're going to say you're unqualified because you're not an investigator. Let people that have done this for the better part of their life, let them handle it, not you. You keep making these owners $275. Skip, did you see that? Did you see that report? Every team got $275 million. That's before they cut the lights on in their own building. Skip, that's why commission ain't going. There's not a whole lot of commissioners could have survived 2014 what Commissioner Goodell did. But they looked at them back pockets, $275, and I haven't even cut the lights on in my own building. Oh, this is why, Skip, that's why he gets $500 million over the next 5 or 6 years. He's making them a lot of money. But he needs to get out of this, Skip, because he's in a lose-lose.
He has been all-time successful running the business of the National Football League. But you're exactly right. When it comes to this phase of the business, you need independent arbitration.
In 2005, Skip, he was on the cover of Time magazine. What was he on there for? There's a new sheriff in town. He cut his teeth on this. That's how he got the job. He was going to clean up the image of the NFL. They're starting to get rough shots. They were starting to get a bad look. And I need to clean this up. And he dropping the hammer on everything. And nobody, and I said this, look, this is not to minimize anything, but they didn't have a problem when he dropped the hammer down on Pac-Man Jones, because Pac-Man's a bad apple, Skip. They didn't have a problem with Tank Johnson. Tank Johnson was a bad apple. But he started to affect the Cowboys. Ooh, we watched the Cowboys. He started to affect the Patriots. Ooh, we watched the Patriots. Then all of a sudden we started getting pushback from owners. As long as it was old Tennessee, it was the Bears and Tank Johnson and some of these other guys. But an issue like this, Commissioner got no business handling nothing like this.
All I know is that 3-year-old had a broken arm.
That's it.
And yet law enforcement could not get to the bottom of it either. And they finally said, we give up on this. We don't have anything of any credibility here.
And then once you Skip, we went through this with Greg Hardy. Now, we hear the 911 tape. We know what happened. We know what she told the investigators. But when it came time for her to testify, she went missing.
He lost the...
He had a bench trial. He had a bench trial. But once he lost that, he said, nah, I want a jury trial now. Okay, so now they got to get her to come to court. Well, she won't come to court. So Greg Hardy's like he got a clean resume, even though we heard the tapes.
And law enforcement said publicly to reporters that
he paid off.
That he paid off.
It's too many inconsistencies.